I needed that. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandye. A sip and a smile. Whew. Hey, I had a pet grasshopper yesterday. No, seriously. Playing tennis, there was a grasshopper, like one, a big one, like about this big, on the net. And I started talking to him and they were laughing at me. But then I got an almond out and I tried to feed him the almond and he let me get the almond all the way to his mouth and he didn't jump away. But he also didn't eat it. He just kind of like sniffed at it. I mean, if grasshoppers can sniff. So I set it so it was kind of sitting in the net. And I'll be danged if he didn't walk to the end of the net and like take a couple of little bites off of it. Seriously. And then later on, we were joking and we said it was 10 extra points if you hit the grasshopper while you were playing tennis. And I didn't aim at the grasshopper and I didn't hit the grasshopper, but I hit the net in such a way that the grasshopper just went flying up in the air and ended up coming over and getting on one of the guys' water bottles and just sat there for like an hour. Even when he picked it up and started drinking it from it, the grasshopper just sat there and hung out with us. So I don't know. Haha, we have pet grasshopper. Do you? Did you ever? I mean, come on, how cool is that? Here's to grasshoppers. They should say, be a good grasshopper. And then, of course, we started doing, yes, grasshopper. How did you know that, grasshopper? Yeah, what was that? Was that from Kung Fu? I mean, it was, wasn't it? Somebody said it was from Karate Kid, but I don't think so. I think it was from Kung Fu, and it was the wise guy who was always calling, the Keith Carradine grasshopper. I don't know. Hey, it's happy birthday to, you ready? Oh my gosh, so many birthdays today. It's happy birthday to Valerie Bertinelli, who, as you know, I had a close encounter of the first kind. I sat next to her at a dress rehearsal of the Academy Awards. Got so excited to be next to her. Put my arm up on her chair like I was, like pals. And I said, Val, love your boots. Where'd you get them? And she actually told me, I don't remember now, but it was like, are you kidding me right now? Am I like having a conversation with you? It was awesome. Happy birthday, beautiful lady. And you are a beautiful lady. Good morning, grasshoppers. Thank you, Stephen. Good morning, Jonathan. Who else? Joyce Dewitt. Okay, do you remember Joyce Dewitt? From Three's Company? Yeah, with John Ritter, who, by the way, I was even at his house. Yeah, I mean, John Ritter and I were like this. Okay, I was there to do some balloon decorating, but he hung out and chatted with me the whole time. He was a really nice guy. Anyway, Joyce Dewitt. Why am I like making a big deal about Joyce Dewitt? The other day I told you was lookalike day, and I was telling you all about my friend, the Burt Reynolds lookalike. I know I don't look anything like her, and I don't understand how it ever happened. But during the days of Three's Company, I happened to be in Boston to do a seminar or something. And two different people stopped me in the street thinking I was Joyce Dewitt. I never could understand that, but two different people, two different times. So Joyce Dewitt, I'm your lookalike, apparently. I don't know. Okay, but most important, born in 1928, and so sadly died in 2014. On the good ship, lollipop, animal crackers in my soup. You know who I'm talking about, right? The most adorable child that was ever born, even including my own kids. And that's not easy to say for a mother. Shirley Temple. Yes. Shirley Temple Black, who became could never understand her becoming part of politics. She just didn't seem like the type, but apparently she was a very good representative of our country, and people did remember her for that adorable little dimple, but she didn't have those curly blonde curls anymore. Anyway, I don't know, maybe I knew today was coming and it was my inner self started thinking about Shirley Temple, but we actually watched Stand Up and Cheer the other day. I told you about it. It was awesome. It was her first full-length feature movie. I think she was like 6 years old at the time, and she tap danced and she sang and she was just precious. Happy heavenly birthday, Shirley Temple, my hero. Who else? Roy Orbison. Come on. Even if you were not a kid when Roy Orbison was like hot, 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 you can appreciate his music years later. And who hasn't seen Pretty Woman and heard Pretty Woman? That's Roy, kids. That's Roy Orbison. And eventually he became part of my favorite group of all times. And I'm not the kind who remembers even the names of groups and who was in them, but the Traveling Wilburys. They only did 2 albums ever, but it was the first, and as far as I know, the only super group ever, ever, ever. Who's in the super group? Roy Orbison. This is so hard for me to do because I don't remember these things normally. Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, George Harrison. I'm telling you, this is like the hits keep coming. Jeff Lynne, who, by the way, was part of, if you don't know Jeff Lynne, an amazing guitarist, part of ELO. Tom Petty. That was the big 5. Seriously? If you have not heard the music of the Traveling Wilburys, I demand that you immediately hang up on me, get off this channel, get on YouTube and look up Traveling Wilburys. They're the best. That's all. Clearly the best ever. All right. Today is a National Day of Silence, and it's a serious day. It's anti-bullying of LGBTQ people. And the whole idea is we have a day of silence out of respect for the silence that other people have had to be. I mean, their noise was not welcome. So we have a day of silence. Oh, good morning, Doug. Oh, hey, Doug has a new great grandnephew, I think. Great grandnephew. How cool is that? And his parents, no, I guess it's your nephew, your parents' great grandnephew, your great nephew. I'm confused. But congratulations. It's always cool when a new baby's born. And thank goodness things have calmed down enough in the pandemic so that we can actually be around other people. But you are still wearing a mask, right? You're still being careful? Social distancing? Even if it's family, you have to be careful, right? And besides, it's great nephew. Thank you. Name, I need a name. Okay, please, a name to go with it. That is amazing. Great grandchildren. It's National English Muffin Day. Oh, by the way, I'm a great grandmother. Yeah, I had a foster daughter who has a daughter who has children. That means I'm a great grandmother, right? Yeah. Oh, and his name is Oliver. I love the name Oliver. I have an actual nephew named Oliver. I have a great nephew named Oliver. Yeah, I do. Little Oliver. It's National Picnic Day. So go grab your Oliver and go on a picnic today. It's also St. George's Day. I think this was the day, it was either the day he died or the day he was born, but he's the one where we have the story of St. George and the dragon. So it's Slay a Dragon Day, like St. George. Okay. It's also Take a Chance Day. Yeah. I mean, come on, that's the day we should. Sorry, I'm having an allergy day, like seriously, allergy day. But Wednesday's my doctor's appointment. So we'll see, maybe new meds. Anyway, today is Take a Chance Day. So that's like the best day you could possibly have. This is the day, if you want that new job, you go try it out. Ask for it. Take a chance. Do something you haven't been willing to do. Something kind, something safe, but go for it. Do that thing that you've been holding yourself back from doing. Just take a chance. Look, you can't win if you don't play. Oh, now I sound like the California lottery. But seriously, you'll never know until you try. So try. And if at first you don't succeed, give it another shot, for crying out loud. Try it. Try it. If it's something that means something to you, don't let the opportunity go by. Grab the gusto. Yeah. Jonathan has 4 great grandchildren. Yikes, indeed. I have 1 regular grandchild, and I don't really know my great grandchildren. I've never met them, actually. I keep inviting, but hasn't happened yet. Anyway, oh, this is fun. It's Talk Like Shakespeare Day. Seriously? Seriously, would you like to know my favorite Shakespeare? What is that? Oh. Do you know what Shakespeare said? Love all, trust a few, do no wrong. That doesn't sound like Shakespeare, does it? But it was. Here's my favorite. My friend Alan taught me this probably 60 years ago, and I use it more than you can imagine. When I'm angry at someone, but not like really angry, but like I'm like fun angry, I do this. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon, where gotst thou thy goose look? That's enough to make anybody feel a little nervous, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. So it's Talk Like Shakespeare Day. Grab your favorite Shakespeare quote and start using it today. Come on. You got this one, right? Let's see. Okay. I don't usually do this, but I want to share a biography with you because it turns out that today is the anniversary of a death of Charles G. Dawes, Dawes. I never heard of Charles Dawes. I can never say that again. And I don't want you to say that again because I was so blown away at the amazing person this was. Talk about a Renaissance man. This guy was terrific. Charles G. Dawes passed away in the 1950s, but he was our 30th vice president. Yeah, I bet you can name a lot of presidents, but can you name the vice presidents? So this guy, I printed out his biography. Can you want to see what he looks like? Can you see him? That's him. So why did I care about this guy? Because he did everything. He did everything. And by the way, he was vice president when Calvin Coolidge was president. But get this. This is one guy, right? One guy, one lifetime. He was the 10th controller of the currency of the state of Illinois, and then the controller of the banking system of the United States. He wrote 9 books. He was a lawyer, an engineer, a scholar, a financier. He ran the Bank of Illinois, a businessman, a diplomat, a politician, a pianist, a flautist, and a composer. And wait, there's more. He was also a brigadier general in the army. It was his job to produce a plan to restructure Germany's financial obligations after the war. And for that, he was even awarded a Nobel Peace Prize. And the guy was pretty amazing. I told you that he wrote music. Well, some of his music has actually had words put to it, and there's songs that we know now. I played one yesterday. He wrote this song called Melody, and there's, I don't know if you know classical musicians or not, but Fritz Kreisler, the violinist, he's famous for doing this number. And it's been done in all kinds of variations on different orchestras, but it was lyrics were put to it and it was given a new title, and it ended up being It's All in the Game. It was a number one song in 1958, but you'll still remember it because it was many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game. Okay, I didn't say I could sing it the way he wrote it, but you get the idea, right? Seriously, this is one man who did all those things. So, hats off to you, Charles G. Dawes, our 30th Vice President of the United States. Howard Cosell died today. You remember Howard Cosell? He was like so fun to listen to. He was a sports announcer with an attitude. Even if you didn't like listening to sports, Howard Cosell you'd listen to, because he was hilarious, not necessarily funny, just crazy wild guy. Okay, this was so cool. In 1985, today, on this very day, Coca-Cola announced that it was changing the formula for Coca-Cola, and they introduced new Coke. Do you remember that? Yeah, it lasted like 3 months, and they threw it out and went back to the old recipe. Come on, raise your hand if you remember when they came out with new Coke and you tried it and it was like, ew, why are they doing this? Give me back my Coke. Like that, right? So what do we learn from that? We learn that even the big guys make big, expensive mistakes. It is inhuman to never make a mistake. So make a mistake. Give it a shot. Take a chance. And if you make a mistake, clean it up. That's what it's all about, hokey pokey. Clean it up if you made a mistake, but get your butt out there on a limb and give it a shot. Give it a try. Oh, Doug says it wasn't bad. It wasn't good either. No, it was a change whose time had not come. That's all. But they tried it. They put it out there. They made a change, and it wasn't a good one. So they said, hey, we're going back to the way it was. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Clean it up. Move on. This is also the anniversary of Jan and Dean coming out with Surf City. Didn't you love Surf City? Well, if you lived in California, you probably did. If you didn't, you probably thought, is that all they do all day? Is like surf and go to the beach? Like totally cool, right? No, it wasn't like that all the time, but it was like that a lot. And my high school was like half a block from the ocean and cliffs, and they filmed tons of movies like right there outside of my high school. So frequently, many of us would like sneak off campus and go watch filmings on the, yeah. You've seen those cliffs in a million different films. I'll have to think about which ones we saw them filming. Okay, this was good. In 1993, The Who debuted Tommy, the rock opera Tommy, in New York City. That was about Pinball Wizard. And my guy, wait a minute, don't go away. Whoa. My guy was an actual, honest to goodness pinball wizard. For real. He like won a trip and everything. That's him when he was a kid, being a pinball wizard. And yesterday we went out and he played pinball and I watched him. And I got to tell you, even all these years later, he was awesome. It was so much fun. He like had 3 and 4 balls going at the same time. And he was just like juggling. It was awesome. So if you've never heard Tommy, you need to hear Tommy. He's a pinball wizard. Okay. And if Tommy is not your style, this is also the day that we first heard We Are the World. And we are the world. And today's word art is about anger. Anger is not necessarily a bad thing. Don't be upset when you're upset. Don't be upset about being upset, because a lot of times it's that anger that pushes us into action. It's when we let the anger take control of us and we lose it. That's when it's a problem. Don't be angry. Be a good human. Use your anger to get things done. Use that feeling of this is not okay to make things in your world okay. You have a lot to do, and the weekend is just beginning. Go be a rainbow wizard. Go be a pinball wizard. I love you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.